Okay, so he's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is apparently the first time I've ever started Not Another Shooting Show. I forgot how my catchphrase coming in or whatever. That was really clunky and dumb for no reason whatsoever. We go to Memphis, Tennessee, where a FedEx employee was accidentally shot outside of the FedEx hub early Wednesday morning near the airport area. Just before 4 a.m., officers say they responded to a shooting call in the 2000 block of Democrat Road. FedEx says a team member accidentally discharged his personal firearm in their Memphis World Hub parking lot. He was taken to the hospital, but is expected to be okay. They said they're thankful that their team member did not sustain serious injuries, and they hope for a speedy recovery. Because there's no higher priority than the safety and security of our team members, and we are cooperating fully with investigating authorities. All further questions should be directed to the Memphis police. Do you think he's already fired, or
they might bring him back for 2 weeks to be like, hey, we're glad you're better.
You don't work here anymore. We've had a number of these shootings lately that I accidentally shot myself in my car. Dude, I think you're onto something. I think it's the Reddit. Oh, look, I'm carrying my gun in my car. I got it in my lap. Ooh.
Yep, it's either that or morons taking their gun out before going into secure facilities. And
there's that too.
Because here, tip of the day for our Patreon listeners. You probably already know this. Your holster should be able to come off with a little bit of finagling with the gun still in it.
Yes.
That is CCW rule number 1 for your holster, is that way, my concealed carry never leaves its holster unless I'm practicing with it or it's getting used in a competition.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it. Trick-or-treaters, go away. It's too late for you to be trick-or-treating at this hour.
Right.
I was actually just sort of mildly trolling on a CCW Reddit post about a guy who was nervous about, he's new to concealed carry and he was nervous about his, about carrying with around in the chamber and a holster, and all these people are like, hey, make sure you dry fire, and this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, hey, don't holster a loaded gun that's already in your pants. Load it, holster it, then put it in your pants.
Right.
That's how I do it, and I haven't shot myself. So, especially appendix, anything inside the waistband, if it's outside the waistband, or it's like the old crossbreed plywood and brick type holster, you can pretty much holster those because they're like an outside the waistband in your waistband because they're so well built, they're uncomfortable. Yep. But outside of that, just, load it, put it in the holster, then put the holster in your pants.
Yep. It is ironic. I went to the RCCW forum just because I'm ADHD, and the fourth post down is man holding gun on crotch with steering wheel emblem right above it.
Should I paste in the link to that story? I think I'm going to paste in the link to that story as a comment.
Right.
It's actually, this has no comments, so I'm just gonna paste it in there. So, of course, it's an FN. Who carries an FN? I'm gonna pay an extra $400 for a pistol. What are you doing? I don't understand the FN striker fired guns at all.
No, they are not my jam.
It's all the quality of the Glock for double the price. FN. Okay. Sure. Why not? So, Jeff is very wisely typing in a new topic right now that I'm jumping to immediately because as soon as I read it, I'm like, oh, this was obvious. Why didn't I think of this? We're recording on Halloween night. One of my kids is home from trick-or-treating. Another one just got home from working at Hy-Vee. And the other one, I think, is still out raising hell with his friends. I honestly hope he gets in a little bit of trouble,
Yeah,
just mild trouble. Just just stuff we have to ground him for 2 weeks,
Right.
Nothing serious.
Right. As I tell all my fighters, you need to get warned by the ref at least one time, or
Yeah.
were you really in a fight?
Yeah. No, I mean, I want my kids to get into trouble because I want them to push the lines and I want them to have good stories when they're older,
Right.
is the real reason. But carrying with a Halloween costume,
Yeah.
this is a great thing to talk about. It really is. So I've never actually carried with a Halloween costume unless that costume already had a holster.
Right, and that will lead to another conversation. But yeah, it's one of those, because if you're on the CCW forums or you're in any of gun forum, basically everyone is, if you aren't carrying your gun every day, all day, like you're gonna die, and you're like, nope. I mean,
I don't carry my gun to the gym.
correct. I one of my most upvoted comments ever was saying, someone's like, well, what do you carry in the gym? I said, if someone walks into the gym and shoots me, I'm just going to say that was my day.
It was time. Yes.
Yep. My luck ran out. I'm paying the piper. Like, oh no. So, yeah, carrying it with a Halloween costume. It's one of those things that they talk about on forums, but no one ever actually, like, because there's already this thing in the CCW world of you train in your most optimal a guy posted to our Reddit, it was a few months back. He had his like loose band t-shirt and his like kind of baggy pants, but with the holster kind of pointed just a little bit out, and he had the perfect fig leaf like hand position before the draw, and you're like, cool, now put on a Carhartt. It's the same. I imagine it's the same thing with a Halloween costume.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you said, unless you're like in a 3-piece suit because you're a gangster, or like, I don't know, some other thing, you're probably a dude. If you are dressed up and you're going somewhere, you're probably going to be drinking. So do not carry while drinking.
Yeah, that's usually a good way to go.
And B, you're like walking your kids around and you're in like a I don't know, a onesie, like a bear onesie or whatever, just to be like, I'm in costume, but you're like, I'm warm and I don't have to deal with this bullshit.
By the way, did you see the video of Joe Biden walking out with a panda bear?
No.
It was Joe Biden, but like I'm sitting at work, we have the news on in the morning, and all of a sudden there's Joe Biden and somebody in a fucking panda costume, and I just busted out laughing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And I couldn't hear the TV. I'm just seeing it on TV. I'm like, what is going on? And then the closed caption catches up and it says, oh, it was Joe Biden. But like, if you see an image, it's like, it could be the next Joe Biden meme. It really could, because it was just him standing there holding hands with a panda.
Yeah, it's adorable. It's
so
silly.
Like, where's the ice cream? Anyway, yeah. So, I'm not gonna worry about carrying in my costume. Like,
There's lots of people around. At most, like, people don't cause that much trouble. Like,
Yeah.
I know Halloween is known as like the Vandals time, but most of the time people do not directly attack someone. And even if they do, like, you're literally like, I got attacked by Jason Voorhees. And you're like,
yeah.
well, shit, there's like 12 of them.
As far as just even this time of year, like you were talking about the guy who was like taking videos at the indoor range and his clothing is perfect, and you're like, put on a Carhartt. Or just like Nick and Heidi learned at the night match, oh, we're going to appendix draw with hoodies on, like pullover hoodies.
Yep.
And Heidi pieced out of that after the first stage, like, nope, I'm pulling this bitch up, and I'm just, I'm going to have my gun out already, and I'm not drawing from concealment. I'm just drawing with my concealment garment. Or it's not even a concealment garment. It's just like the thing keeping her warm. I'm just going to draw normal.
Right.
You know, because it's hard, you know?
It can be very frustrating, and the more layers or added
Or
complexity,
the thicker the layers are.
right. Well, or the tighter the layer, because like I was wearing one of my sweatshirts today, and I had my gun on, but I'm like, I can't actually lift it because it's one of like the Under Armour kind of like tighter fit one. They're not as stretchy as normal, and I was like, this thing doesn't lift very well, and so I learned very quickly, or because I kind of mess with it in like my gym a little bit, and I was like, nope, can't draw with this sweatshirt. Like my normal sweatshirts, yeah, they're soft and easy to pick up, but yeah.
Have you ever seen the video of the guy who's like he's working at a range and he holsters his gun and then he walks over to grab something under a table and his gun goes off while he's bending over?
I think you sent me that.
It's been around a long time. Like I just typed into YouTube concealed carry shoots himself in the dick. And of course I'm not finding it, but I have the video file itself. Like his problem was he had a t-shirt tucked in under his concealment shirt.
Yep.
Like that's pretty much how it pulled the trigger. So,
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it in a Halloween costume unless my Halloween costume actually has me carrying a gun.
Right. Because have you ever seen someone use a real gun for a prop during Halloween?
Yes.
No. Like, there's that party, like the
And
nerdy
his name
party.
rhymes with candy.
No.
I wasn't drinking though, so it was
That's good.
Yeah. But I did put orange tape around the muzzle of my Beretta. I'm kidding. No, I didn't do that. My son was carrying his Desert Eagle tonight as his Halloween costume. Like the Red Dead Redemption character,
Yeah.
whatever his name is. That was his costume. He had this bright red shirt and the whole nine. And he's carrying a Desert Eagle instead of like a wheel gun or whatever. But I don't know the game at all that well. I have never played it, but he's walking around with this thing that looks exactly like a Desert Eagle, airsoft, and it's got the orange tip, on it, but at the same time, it's like, it looks like a fucking Desert Eagle. Anyway, so mandatory reloads. We have corrections to make because
no.
I received several messages and I knew this. Mandatory reloads on regular stages are allowed at level 1 matches in USPSA.
Yeah.
And I just forgot about it because you were talking about the reload, mandatory reload hit factor rule.
Yeah.
It's actually already allowed, at least in level 1 matches.
For level 1s for specific types of courses.
No, you can just mandate a reload.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have to be a certain type for a level 1. In a level 2, it's got to be like in a speed shoot or
a short course.
yeah, it's much stricter. But for level 1s, you can just mandatory reload.
Well, that's
And
good,
I got several messages correcting that, and I knew that, I just forgot it. So
Thank you, rules people.
Yes, that leads me to well, actually, one of them was Vince. Drink, and he said, I always forget that rule too until the indoor season rolls around in the winter, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's a rule. That leads us to the next topic. Are level 2 matches worth it? And by worth it, we're not talking about shooting them. Like level 2 matches are cool to shoot. What we're talking about is running a level 2 match as a level 2 match in USPSA worth doing? Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Would you like to go first or would you like me to go? Because I can rant.
Well, go ahead.
So at the current moment, there's no reason to run a level 2 and because they don't mean anything. If like other than getting slots for areas or nationals, which if you aren't going to those anyways, it doesn't matter. They're just a bigger match. I've been to several section matches where I'm like, yeah, this is a big local, like that's what we're doing, and I know I'm going to sound like an asshole, but everyone can show up. Like D class shooters and C class shooters, and part of it is because who's going to be the ROs, but there's no specialness to it. There's no earning your way into it. Like I using like my fighting as an example, like I don't even think very highly of like the belt I won because I fought against the people who signed up that year. Like there was no like earning a spot to figure out who the best is.
You didn't beat the guy who was the Eric Raffel of kickboxing?
Right, exactly. 100%. Like and in USPSA, like your section match, you know, I don't want to be like a complete dick 2 episodes in 1 week, but I don't really care who the top C-class shooter is in the state. Because if you're the top C-class shooter, you should probably be B-class. And if you're the top B-class shooter, you should probably be A-class.
Okay, you're kind of going in a different direction though with like with the categories. Or no, actually, this would be classes.
The classes, yes.
Hey, fuck you. I'm quite proud of one of my my Iowa section A-class champion trophy. I'm fucking proud of that one.
Because you finished with the GMs.
Well, I didn't finish with GMs, but I finished with the M's, where I beat all the M's. I beat every M there.
Meaning you should have been an M.
Fuck you. I'm 0.0022% away still. But I think the class awards are absolutely 100% fine. Like, I don't have a problem with this. And you just choose to recognize what you recognize. And how did I do it? Now, if you win a class, does it mean you probably belong in the one above it? Yeah, it does. And that's why I feel like a chump, because I'm still in A class, but I've beat M's.
Sandbagger.
And like, no, bad luck. Although the two of the classifiers I shot are no longer valid, even if they had counted, but they never did count, so it's fine. I've never shot a 23 that counted, and I still haven't, and won't be. But no, I mean, as far as like a level 2 goes, to me, the only incentive to run a level 2 as a level 2 is the slots.
Yeah,
that you earn for the shooters in your section. You're not getting them as the match director. It's like for the people in your section that would win them. If you're running a section or state match,
right,
then it's worth it. If you're running the Cornhusker Classic in Omaha in June,
or Dragon's Cup, or
it's not worth it. It's not.
Yeah, because
as long as you have a reputation of running good matches there,
right, 100%. And because part of it, that for any of you who don't know, the difference between a level 1 and a level 2 isn't actually that big. But it's annoying. So you need a range master, who is.
But it doesn't have to be a certified range master.
But it doesn't have to be a certified range master.
It does have to be approved, but
it has to be approved. But they basically rubber stamp it.
And I know they do, because like my local buddy Robert was our range master for Great Plains. He's a CRO. Yeah. He's not a range master certified anyway, but he's a really good rules guy. He's a good guy to do it.
Yeah.
And they just looked like, oh, he's done it a long time. He's a CRO, and they just approved it, you know?
Yep. And then you have to send your stages to get approved, and
you fill out the Form C.
You fill out the form. They send them back to you with minor corrections that you then don't have to verify that you implemented, and then you put the stages on the ground like you intended to do regardless.
I had to send back, the first time I did it, I had to send back explanations, and basically it was just because I was using software that really sucked to design. It was that website you can kind of do stage design on, and it's they're terrible. And he just didn't understand the perspective of it because it was completely two-dimensional. And that was when I was like, nope, buying 3D Stage Builder. I'm not having this argument over the internet again with somebody who can't like visualize what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. And so those two, and then the third, so those are the two big logistics one. Am I forgetting? Oh, and you pay
more money.
You pay the org $4.
It's $4 or $5.
$4 or $5 a shooter, which it's normally like $1.50 or $2 or something like that. So that's the difference. And like Andy said, unless it's a state match, so if it's a state match, there's slots to be gained to go to the next level, which again, if the area doesn't sell out, it doesn't really benefit you anyways. And then there's another piece to it that and you can correct me on this, if there's 50 people in your division and 3 GMs,
that rule changed.
Now it's
I think it just has to meet, as long as it just has to meet the 3 GM rule.
Okay.
And I believe it's a minimum of 10 in the division. Now, the minimum number of shooters in the division changed as long as there's 3 GMs. That did not change.
as long as there's 3 GMs who score over 90% or over 95%.
They all have to shoot over 90% of the match winner.
Right. So
the match winner doesn't have to be a GM though.
I think it used to be 95%, and so like even like nationals wouldn't have counted.
No, it was always 90.
Oh, it was always 90?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. But even then, like, nationals would have barely counted. Like, it would have just had 3 GMs.
Yeah.
So it's like, at a local, or at a section or an area match, you know, Nils or JJ or Christian or Lane or whoever rolls through and puts, I mean, Lane put 15% on Iowa one year.
Yeah. That was like 2 or 3 years ago, because that was like, oh, the bell curve. Like, he hurt everybody's feelings that year.
Yeah, and so people kind of be like, oh well, like, you know, it's level 2, so and you're like, you're not getting the bump, like.
Well, it can also count as a classifier.
Yes, it can count as a classifier, but again, like, you're, you know, the GM, the true GM finished 15% ahead of the next GM.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things that, like, at this point, there's not really a good reason to run a level 2, especially if the slots don't matter. So, like, Area 3, hopefully this year, maybe the slots will matter, and you can sign up.
There will be an Area 3 in 2025. Just
no, yeah.
I'll put that to rest right now, because there's been. Well, hopefully there will be an Area 3. There's going to be an Area 3 match in 2025.
What I meant is, if enough people sign up quick enough that it matters that you signed up early. So, like, Area 2 sells out in like 15 minutes or 5 minutes or some ungodly number. So you need those slots in Area 2 to actually get into the match. But
no. The slots are for nationals.
I thought they went to area matches.
No, they're for nationals.
Oh, sorry. Confusion. Anyways.
Someone never got a slot to nationals, apparently. I got one and then had to, like, give it back because I couldn't go.
Well, that's the other thing is I did get offered a slot to nationals, but I think it was for, like, single stack nationals, because I was the only person that shot single stack at.
Oh wait, no, I did. I used the slot and I signed up, and then I had to bail out of it. And
that sucks.
Before I got my money back before the deadline, but yeah, so I wasted a slot. Sorry.
Right, and so if you have no intention of going to nationals, it doesn't matter. And so again, I'm bringing this up as a way to say, like, if we're going to have a regional level match, it needs to mean something. I want it to mean something.
Yeah.
Like, I had a conversation with one person where the idea came up of, like, hey, sections D-class shooters can't shoot. Areas C-class shooters can't shoot. Nationals B-class shooters can't come up.
But if I'd like, it's an interesting idea, but with those matches, because there's a lot more C-class shooters than D-class shooters.
I agree, but so one idea to it is the GMs get first call. Is like, hey, GMs, here's a link. You got a week to sign up and decide. Then we're going to all the M's. Okay, with another week. Now we're going to the A's. Another week. Now it's open for everybody. Versus kind of, because again, my friends Todd and Michelle, we were talking about Steel Challenge World Shoot is what they, or the World Speed Shoot, and they're GMs. Todd is a, like, top 5 iron sight PCC shooter in the world, and he's having to sit there on January 1st hitting refresh over and over and over again, trying to get signed up and getting boxed out by D-class shooters. And Steel Challenge is a little different because a D-class shooter can show up with 8 guns, and so they can take 8 slots
or whatever the match allows them to do.
Right. So it's like that definitely is a bit different, but it's just this idea of, like, you want higher level matches to mean something. And right now, they're just a who decided to sign up game.
I mean, especially in Steel Challenge, it can be that way. I just think I think you're right. There needs to be more incentive or make it a little more exclusive in some way. I don't know if, like, I don't know, because like usually people are in D class not very long.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen for long.
Yep.
C class
it should never be someone's first match.
C class can be somewhat frustrating. I was stuck in C class for a while, but I was shooting limited major and I was a little over my skis. The bottom line is I don't think right now level 2s are worth it. You know, unless it's a section match.
Yeah,
that's the only time where it's actually worth it because of the slot factor. Outside of that, I don't think it's worth running your major at your club as a level 2.
Yeah.
And I was actually messaging with Jim Boone, the Area 1 director, just the other day, back and forth. We were just chatting about various things, and then I just mentioned how it's not like level 2s are. Oh, he was actually asking me if he asked. I don't think Jim he listens to the podcast, and I'm pretty sure he won't mind me mentioning this. But he was wondering. I wonder how things will change in Area 3 after Ben was reinstated, and I said it's already happened. Tanfo Timmy's Northwoods match in May is USPSA. Cornhusker Classic has gone back to USPSA.
I personally don't think that was. I think that was more the general movement of the board because like we had made that decision before the Ben thing.
Well, it got advertised immediately after he was signed up, and it was cited as a reason. So that's what I'm going off of.
Good advertising.
Yeah, but anyway, either way, like the sentiment, the tide is obviously changed. You know, things are not happening as quickly as a lot of people would like. Ben even said as much in a YouTube video. He finally got his YouTube back on today. He got a strike and got got taken off YouTube for a while. But anyway, yeah. And in the context of this conversation, I brought up like level 2s aren't worth running as level 2s, and he said we have that same conversation in my area all the time. But everybody kind of just defaults to, well, I guess we're still going to do it. So
because they're to give the other side of it, there are a portion of people who feel that a level 2 means something. Because
I mean, if it's a new match, it does. I think it does if you're a new match.
I'm even going to push back on that a little bit because the Cornhusker Classic Steel Challenge has run as a level 1, I believe.
A Steel Challenge, that's totally different. That's not the same as a new USPSA match. Especially when Todd Weitzel's the match director of it. Like everybody knows Todd.
But that's the thing, is he's getting complaints that people are not going to show up because it's not a level 2 at Steel Challenge.
But Cornhusker was full, wasn't it?
Right.
I think me and my son took 2 of the last like 8 slots that were left.
I agree, but Todd is in that community, and he has said that there are people that have commented that, hey, I'm not going to shoot this match because it is not a level 2.
But
so
in Steel Challenge, it's galactically stupid. Like it's literally the same no matter what.
I agree, but I'm saying that for the like overly invested people like us, saying it's a level 2 might mean something to the C-class shooter that signs up. That you're like, oh, like I remember when I signed up, I'm like, oh, I'm shooting the state match. Oh, this is kind of special. And then like it took a little time for me to go, oh, this is just a big local. Like,
well, and honestly, if we ran, I mean, South Dakota's part of the Great Plains section, 3 states. But we could still have the South Dakota State Championship. North Dakota had one this year. Yeah. We could still have the South Dakota State Championship, and that would be 3 clubs.
Right.
Most of which are at 2 of them. You know.
Right.
So
just like the Nebraska State Championship would be Omaha. Like there
Omaha
are,
and a don't be shitting on all the other clubs in Nebraska. Come on.
the Alliance Club has 7 members.
Okay, but they've got more. Aaron's got more than that over in Kearney or Grand Island.
Grand Island. Yeah. So we have a 3 or 4 major clubs like you do.
Yeah.
So
you're just one is bigger than all the rest, but
right. And so it's a part of me. And again, I want this even for my kickboxing sport. I want it for I want the championship to mean something, just like getting into the playoffs is half of fucking ESPN's like broadcasting for the year. Is every time that the championship rounds are coming up, they're like, "Hey, is this guy got enough points? Like, is this going to blah blah blah? Is it who's going to be going against these people? Blah 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 blah." Like, I want a major to mean something, because right now I get done shooting the Cornhusker Classic or the Great Plains section or the Bighorn Classic or the Iowa section. I go, okay, that was a fun match. All right, let's go grab a drink.
I have no idea how to make it a big deal, but I have a different question.
Okay.
What is when you actually go to a level 2 match, what is the biggest difference between that and a club match you've been to at that same club?
The pomp and circumstance.
I was going to say the same thing. Like, there's banners on the walls on the stages.
And that's the thing. And like you
it's really the number one difference.
Right. But it can be more. Like,
it can be. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw like Tampo Timmy. He was running around on his golf cart, being like, "Hey guys, we got snacks, we got drinks, we got what do you need?"
And food. There's a lunch usually.
Food.
Yeah.
Right. Food is one of those things. And like
food again, and banners on the stages.
Food, banners, having a demonstration bay. Again, I know that's more of a nationals thing, but there's no there's Dragon's Cup had a full auto bay. That's actually how we found Dragon's Cup, because me and Lane couldn't find it because it's in this really weird spot, and we turned the music down and we heard machine gun fire and we're like, we're in the area.
When you were trying to drive to the match.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, God, that's funny.
Because it's in this weird like construction yard. It's a whole thing. Anyways, but like having another reason to show up that is more than just the match is that pomp and circumstance.
Yeah.
It like, again, going back to Dragon's Cup, we had a catered meal in a reception hall where awards were given after we got done eating. And I was like, okay, this is what Nationals was supposed to feel like, not us running out of fucking food.
Yeah.
400 shooters in. Yeah. And so it's like that it's those little pomp and circumstances that add to it. And having a vendor bay, having like just like weird little things that you're like, oh yeah, this feels more important.
Yeah.
Because again, the Super Bowl is just another football game. At its core, it is just another football game. It has become more than itself because of the halftime show, because of all of the pomp and circumstance around it.
I'm going to argue. I'm going to push back a little bit. It's not just another football game. I mean, it's hard to make it to the Super Bowl for those teams, but
right. But that's what I'm saying for Nationals is it should be like, holy shit, this is the squad of Carry Optics grandmasters that have earned getting here, and this is the squad of limited shooters that's earned their way to this position. Like, these are the baddest motherfuckers in this sport. Let's see what they do.
Yeah. We're gonna continue this conversation, but if you're not a Patreon, you got a whole bunch more show than you normally get. Patreon.com/NotAnotherShootingShow. Just $3.57 a month. You get an extra show every week, 4 extra shows every month. It's a hell of a deal. $3.57 a month. Patreon.com/NotAnotherShootingShow. Go subscribe right now if you want to hear the rest of this show. If you're not a subscriber, this is where the show ends.